It's game time. The Kid Gowie. Ravens Nation. All we know is purple and black. And if you're not a Ravens fan, Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, M&T Bank Stadium, where opponents don't make it out alive unless we bury them. Every team be afraid of them, especially all the quarterbacks, cause our defensive linemen won't hesitate to leave you sacked. Let's take a minute, go back to Super Bowl 35. Domination was an understatement up against the Giants. Numerous touchdowns, they put up numbers, and it didn't take a nutritionist to see they hunger. Only stat Kerry Collins could get was interceptions. He must have thought throwing to the D counted as receptions. The pass was legendary, but don't sleep on the present. Our secondary make quarterbacks avoid their direction. You tryna run the ball, you better hope your blockers work. You can juke, you can spin, but your destination's the turf. This is a man's game, being soft will get you hurt. Watch the defense force a fumble and the fans go berserk. 17 weeks, only one league, out of 32 squads, no one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go! They always win when the championship's on the line, so if you hoping that they failed, then you really wasting your time. Going that's the 49ers, I'm pretty sure they remember when they made a comeback, but weren't declared the winners. 2 rings down, but you know they won't stop now. If the opposing D's caught slipping, you know exactly how that goes. That's another deep connection for 6 points in the end zone. The stadium goes wacko as Ravens put in work. Pittsburgh Steelers, that still curtain is looking more like a skirt. So tell me who they say is gonna beat them Bengals? Who used to be the Browns until they relocated? Ravens, they are one of the greatest. There's simply no denying it. To beat them, bringing your A game's a requirement. With the youth of the team, I bet they still be dominant, even after the greatest linebacker's retirement. 17 weeks, only one league, out of 32 squads, no one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go!
Yo, what's going on? It's Sunny here, and I'm coming back on a regular basis. Shout out to everybody that is currently in the live stream, and I appreciate you here. You know why? Because I know I took a break, a long-ass break, not gonna lie, long-ass break, and now all my traffic, all the notifications, all these people that have been subscribed, right? I almost had 2,000 subscribers. They're not gonna get notified, so I had to grind a little bit more to boost myself in the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, I appreciate everybody that's here. If you like my content in the AFC North Talk, well, we're gonna do more content here, Raven specific. Although if you're a a long time AFC North subscriber, and like I said, I do take phone calls, or like I always say, just text me first and I'll call you back. We all friends here. You can come, you can call, we can discuss whatever topic you want. Marcus, shout out to you. Yes, too long. Dawson, love one Sunny. He goes live right when I get off for. Look at that. Good. King, Raven is 76B more. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to the people that are not writing but are listening. And if you're just watching the replay, appreciate it. Love that you're here. Okay, well, let's go right at it. And like I said, if you want to be in the show, if you want to be a caller, all you have to do is text to 443-292-2337. 443-292-2337. And with that, I'll call you back when the time is proper, and we go from there. Let's talk about the draft, right? The draft came when it's been a week and a half, right? About a week and a half. So we had time to marinate, right? To flavor how this draft went, to see if this is the right draft for the Ravens, the players and all this goodness, right? So I'm gonna give my opinion, and this is an opinion that I don't know if it's the opinion of most people, but let me start with this too. On draft day, we traded Hollywood Brown. So I'm going to kick off with that, right? We traded Hollywood Brown on draft day. Think about last year, I went off on the Orlando Brown Jr. trade. And I went off, I was like, this is just a stupid trade, bad trade. Not because Orlando wanted to be traded, not because the Ravens traded him. Actually, I predicted they were going to trade him the year before, saying like, oh, after this year, they're going to trade him. It was the compensation. I made the calculation equivalent to a third-round pick for a Pro Bowl right tackle / left tackle. The value should have been at least a first-round pick. I was just baffled how stupid that trade was. It was just dumb. The Orlando Brown Jr. trade, not because they got traded, the compensation was dumb. Now, with Marquise Hollywood Brown, and I hope he does well with Arizona, that trade compensation was excellent. A first-round pick, Hollywood Brown got picked, I think I have it here. Hold on. Just so I don't get misquoted. He got picked on pick 25th. I believe the value of this trade was pick 28. I know we had the pick 23rd, 24th for him. Was it 25th? But we also gave up a third, and I think how it averaged it out was like a 20th or 29th. No brainer. Hollywood Brown has not played in Baltimore as the level of first round pick. Not because of production. You see, I think the production with him is good enough. But his production should be better if he didn't drop the effing ball so much. He's playing simple. So based on that, that's not what I want for my number one receiver. And I did, look, me and Nubo, shout out to my guy Joe Nubo, I know he's studying hard. We did a video eons ago when Hollywood Brown got drafted. What was it, 2020? No, 2019. And one of the things that I didn't like Hollywood is because Hollywood lets the ball come to his chest. Hence the drops. Bateman does not allow that to happen. I mean, this is not that it never happens, but it's not the custom thing. And I will say this too. Marlon Humphrey makes a living just letting receivers, the ball, just the receiver, instead of cashing and corralling, they just let the ball just hit the chest. And then he just, between the armpit, he just puts his fist out in completion. And that's what he does, right? That is what he does. Okay. So talking about Marquise Hollywood Brown, I thought that was a hell of a trade. Shout out to EDC. So the draft comes, pick 14 comes in, and Kyle Hamilton happens. And I didn't know how to feel. I know people say, oh my God, Kyle Hamilton is amazing. After watching his tape, he looked really good. But because I did not scout him before the draft, first of all, I thought he probably gotta go to the Commanders, right? But second, more important, see, we just signed this Williams dude for what's it, 70 million? I don't remember what his contract, right? He's a really good safety from the Saints. And we gotta draft a safety? So after, again, letting us sit down for a week, I thought not the player, but the position was one of the worst picks that the Ravens made that night. The reason why you're losing Hollywood, why not trade up and get one of the receivers? And it's not even about the receivers. Why not go get the edge, right? JJ was there, Johnson. And then Kyle Hamilton, hopefully he's a phenomenal player. Hopefully he is the second coming of Ed Reed. But for a moment, I was like, what? And even today, I think the position, it's not that I don't appreciate safety, but hence your big move this offseason in the free agency was to draft, I'm sorry, not to draft, to sign a safety, the best free safety out there. And your highest pick that we have had in I don't know how long, the 14 overall pick, is to go get another safety. Chuck Clark is decent enough, right? So, love the player, did not like the value. The values was good. I did not like the position for the team's need. Now, the next first round, the pick we used for with Hollywood's trade, Linderbaum, love him. I'll say this. Let me back up with Kyle Hamilton, Reggie safety, 6'4", which is kind of insane. I can't remember last time I saw a safety that was this big. Super. What the dude does is smart, and the other thing is on. Let's say you're gonna go zero, right? And you're gonna blitz. He can pick your tight end. He can definitely pick your tight end. See, the problem with a guy like I think Williams 5'9" or 5'10", 5'11", whatever. But a lot of our safety before have been kind of small, and then this big body tight ends, and they just box him out, and then they get the reception. It's gonna be hard to box out Hamilton. So again, I love the player. I was just like, if we didn't sign Williams, it would have made more sense to me. If that money for Williams would have gone receiver, we could have gone edge or whatever, and then we draft Hamilton, perfect sense to me. That would have been perfect sense to me, right? Regardless, again, great player, love the player. It's just that pick for us there. But then Kyle Linderbaum comes. Tyler, sorry, love him, love him, love it. I mean, I talk about him in the AFC North talk. Physical. He's small, but he's physical. Technique wise is great. I want the Ravens. I know this is not a popular opinion again with Ravens fans, and again, if you watch the show, you know that I usually don't go with the popular belief of what people want necessarily. I'm gonna give you straight what I think. I think we need to go more power running. Power running, set up the pass, play action, suck the defense in, completion, Bateman, completion, Boucher, completion, Duvernay, and whoever else we're gonna have there. Okay. So we have a center that can move, athletic, tough, seals the block, anchors well. Love him. I love it. Then you get David Ojabo. Look, David Ojabo, when I check his tape, he's fantastic. When I went last year and checked Odafe, I thought Odafe was good but raw for a first round pick, right? We got him with the second and he proved me wrong. He fantastic. David Ojabo, and hopefully his Achilles will bring his game down. But David Ojabo, when I went back and checked his tape, he was his first round pick. Top 20 for sure. He should have been a top 20 pick. Bends well, spin move well, bull rushes, fast, agile, great motor. And I love his teammate. I love his teammate too, Hutchinson. It was great overall. We gave him in the second round. If this dude can play this year, fantastic. I think we should redshirt him because he's kind of that future second wing that it comes. But if he's ready to play this year, great. I think David Ojabo starts in the pup list, and we might see him week 8. We shall see. And then Travis Jones. Golly, what a great pick. Love me some Travis Jones. Love his tenacity. He's a nose tackle, but he's not I don't know how to say this lightly, like a fat nose tackle. Like he is big, but he's like athletic big. Love everything that he brings. I wish we had Big Baby. But we have Pierce, right? So basically, Pierce now is a 2-year project or 2-year at most in here, and then you get Jones to a year starting nose tackle. But to be honest, Jones also can play the 3 tech. So there are gonna be situations where you're gonna see Pierce, like when we have Big Baby and Pierce at the same time. You might see these two guys with Marabike on the other side. Daniel Balele. I like Daniel Falele. He needs to clean his footwork. The problem with Daniel Falele that scares me is I don't see how he can block a guy like TJ Watt, which I love. TJ Watt, not that he cannot block. Because in the case of Danny Falele, he moves slow, which is kind of what Orlando Brown did. Like he was kind of slow. Uh, but that is like, let's say he is struggling with your fast rusher. There is an easier, not ideal. You don't want to do this, but there's a solution for that. Put a tight end on the end, and then you ship them in because once Falele has whoever it is that is rushing in his frame, now he gets swallowed. And then the other thing is Falele moves really good for a big guy. When I was watching his tape, as he's pulling and just going the run block, like, dude is almost 400 pounds. How can he move that quick? So I like Falele as a project. You have Moses to be started this year. As I said, I think what Falele does is you want James, he's out. And then you can keep Falele, and we'll talk about roster predictions in the near future. But I think that's what's going to happen. Juwan James is out. Falele's your backup right tackle. If he beats Moses, great. But for now, backup right tackle. And then you still have Macari there that can be your right tackle in emergency. He can be your guard, center, minus left tackle. I think he has played all positions. So they Jalen Armour Davis, and not to get too lengthy on all the speak, but Jalen Armour Davis is injury prone at the beginning of the year or beginning of his career. Needs to be a little bit more fluid, meaning that he needs to, when he's changed his direction, it's a little bit too stiff. So obviously, great players that are route runners can pose some mistake or problems for him. But fourth round pick reminds me of a guy that we just lost, Averett, right? So you really don't need Armour Davis to be great this year. You need him to be good in special teams, potentially go in the next year. Because a guy that we don't talk enough, and I thought he had a great rookie campaign. He had mistakes, but I think people don't forget that he was a third round pick rookie. Stevens for me had a really strong year last year. Then Charlie Collar for me is a guy that finds the hole in the zone, very smart, knows how to move his body, knows how to box the players, the defense. Good hands. So I like Charlie Collar a lot. Surprised me with the next two picks, to be honest. Stout, if there was a receiver that they like, I get it. They wanted Stout and they wanted a receiver that went pick, was it 138? Then you get Stout and then you trade up that fourth. You trade it up and go get your receiver, right? But anyway, so they went and got Stout. I don't know. Punter. Hang time is amazing. Apparently, it was going to save you some money and the cap. Okay, cool. And then Isaiah's Likely. I like him a lot. If you go watch his tape, he is a big receiver. I want him to learn how to block because if you learn how to block, then I can use you in line. You don't know when you're going to release, and you're going to be matched up with linebackers, and then you're going to be a problem to whoever tries to guard you. So Likely needs to just learn how to block better. He's decent in blocking, but he can block better. And then last two, Demarion Williams is pretty good. Demarion Williams is just tiny. That's his only thing. But he plays with aggressiveness, which is what I appreciate from him. So I like him a lot. It's a fourth round pick, solid pick. And then Beatty is the type of receiver or type of running back receiver that Gus is not like that. And JK could be, but it hasn't proven it, right? So Beatty third down, he can be a third down guy and get special teams, cool. And return it, right? Because right now Duvernay role in the wide receiving core is gonna get expanded. So because it's gonna get expanded, sorry, you want somebody else to return. I don't think Justin Hill is coming back. Beatty might be that guy. Overall, for me, this class was, I think, a solid A minus. Again, Hamilton loved the pick, but I would have picked different position. That is all my critique. Okay, let me go with some Shots that we have here. Critical need at center was addressed. Critical need at wide receiver was not. EDC get your priorities together. Manuel says, Sonny, I believe we are going to run with our wide receivers this year. No vet sign. I just feel it. I think they're gonna sign a vet, but it's not gonna be the vet. I said before Landry, before it was a popular pick. Will Fuller, not my guy. Julio Jones, not my guy. I know 2 years ago we were like, let's trade for Julio. I was one that got the wrath of some Ravens fans. Like, I said, no, why? Julio ain't that guy. But if he's gonna be cheap and you're gonna use him in situations, right? But essentially, what I want for receiver right now is third down guy. I take Duvernay out or Crochet, but more of a bigger body guy that knows how to route run and can box somebody out and can be more of a possession receiver. You throw Bateman on the outside, or let's say you want to keep Duvernay on the outside, you put Mark Anderson, you put a receiver. That can be that possession guy. Third and median, third and 7. That's what I'm looking for. Ravens 6 more says, I hope Crochet, Duvernay, and Wallace get their chance. Of course, Bateman, number 1 receiver. I'm confident on this receiving core. Look, and this is one thing that I wanted to say with this draft. People are like, oh, why you're not drafting this guy in the 3rd or 4th round? They didn't even draft Tyler Wallace. Weren't you guys hype about Tyler Wallace? So is he trash now? No, he has a year where he learned. That's 4th round guy that you probably gonna draft. He's probably not coming to start. Wallace is ahead of him. Prochet is way ahead of him. Duvernay is ahead of him. So as soon as in the 1st round you committed not to draft anybody, and in my opinion, a guy that you should draft, Kenny Pickens, you didn't draft them. The rest not better than your wide receiving core. So why are you gonna be like, oh my god, we didn't draft a receiver? No. Now you can say, let's go get a vet, maybe make a trade or get a vet. That's what should happen. Bateman would easily have 1,200 yards if he had the amount of targets Hollywood Brown did. I think so, Dawson. I agree. Cam Neo, shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining Ravens Round. We had a 6'4" safety a year ago. Who's that? Wasn't he? He wasn't any good. Because Deshaun wasn't. Like Elliott wasn't. And Clark is not. But it's a free safety, and Hamilton is a versatile safety. Gonna be a top 3 safety duo this year. I mean, I hope so, Dawson. I'm hoping because, I mean, you spent a high draft pick on him. We built secondary for Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Yes, we did. But let me pause here, and I'll keep going with the comments. But my problem with the whole we built a secondary for Joe Burrow. That is true. But now when you think about this how the NFL is constructed, right? So defense secondary against a receiver. The secondary, even if you have an A+ secondary against an A+ receiving core, if the quarterback has time, how the rules are written, it's gonna be hard for that receiving core not to win that matchup. Now, if the quarterback doesn't have a lot of time, it's different. If the quarterback has more than 3 seconds, yeah, it's gonna torch even if your secondary is good. Why? Because you can't touch him. And if the receiver, if you're playing them tight and he's moving, you're gonna tend to grab, right? The PI is gonna happen. It's just now on the flip it on the other side. O-line against a D-line. Look, the reality is it's not really natural to just the action of blocking, going backwards, and having this mountain of a man trying to go through it, right? That's the first. It's not easy for an O-line. I have respect for them. But second, so the rules are in theory against them, right? A holding is 10-year penalty. Pressure, sacks helps a secondary as well because now you limit the time. So saying all that, is what I would want is more in the pass rush side. Now, David Ojabo, he plays this year. We might be setting up with 2 young guys moving forward for the future nicely. But for now, for this year, I would want them to do a little bit more. That's basically all this verbiage to say that. Cam Neal says, give me an undersized lineman without wrestling background and a dog mentality. Tyler will be fine. I agree with you. Travis is a better Big Baby. Yeah. Well, Big Baby is great manual. Manuel. But Travis is better coming out of college than Big Baby. That is true. Rumor has it we are trading with the Seahawks to acquire Tyler Lockett. Well, Paul, if that is true, I know that's gonna hype the fan base, and then you're gonna come here to sunny SCG Sport, and I'm gonna tell you Tyler Lockett is good, but he ain't the receiver we need. He's not. Duvernay is a poor sportsman. Tyler Lockett. That's a reality. What the Ravens currently need, is a dog. They need a Steve Smith. God bless his soul. I love me some Steve Smith. And Crumboli. Can I clone one of those two and put him in the roster? That's the type of receiver we need. Bateman, you have him in the outside. Can you use another speed guy? Yeah, maybe Duvernay's that guy on the other side, sure. But that dog the Lamar's gonna be impressed. You're gonna be like, F it, I'm gonna throw it there. Yeah, that's what I need. That's what the Ravens need. And that guy is not DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf is big, but he doesn't know how to use his body. He is a finesse receiver for sure. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just, Travis Jones will have a bigger impact than Hamilton. I'm not even gonna disagree. He probably will. They want to keep Chuck. Anyone have any idea what's up with the redundant moves? I think Harbaugh loves Chuck, to be honest. After you drafted Hamilton, and you had Geno Stone there, they had learned in case of an injury. The worst part is of losing Chuck will be the mic, right? And you had Tony also. I think they should trade Chuck. And I like Chuck Clark a lot. But let's say the Giants, because Dean Pease is very familiar with him. They say, here's a fourth for Chuck Clark. I'll take it. And again, I like Chuck Clark a lot, but Ravens told you we have the safety of the future on Hamilton, and they just signed Williams to a bunch of money. So neither of those two are going anywhere. Chuck Clark, I think, is a free agent after this year. So you tell me. I imagine, Boo, shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming. I feel like we make fun of teams like the Browns for winning the offseason Super Bowl because they spend in free agent, but then we act like we won the Super Bowl every year after the draft. It's getting old. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Let me say this too, because I can't wait to bring this in AFC at some point. I have been waiting for it. All I hear is the Ravens receiving course trash. I like it. I like the young guys. But you can tell me they're improving, right? Especially if you're not a Ravens fan. I get it. You're right. They haven't proven anything. Tell me the Browns. Like, if you let's take the receiving core and include tight ends, right? And tell me the Browns. And Njoku is a good tight end. And then you have Cooper that is a good receiver that tends to disappear. And then after that is you're the Ravens. Same boat. That's all I'm gonna say. Electric, shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming. Hi. It's at least the second fastest Hill is at least the second fastest, if not the fastest Raven on the team, and he plays special team. Yeah, that's something that could keep him. Electric, the special team. The fastest thing, we'll see. We'll see now that he comes from an injury, right? Cal Hamilton's nickname should be Zone 14. That's not a bad nickname. If you live in the East Baltimore, you should know why. Electric said 1,000 right about the receiver versus DBs. I see your point, Sonny. This is from Raven 76B more. I do agree. Pass rush will be important. Brandon, shout out to you. Thank you for coming. Jimmy Smith will be a giant. Maybe. I think Jimmy Smith is done. Sadly, I love Jimmy Smith, but I think he's done. AC North Talk is the best channel on YouTube. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. I like the receivers we have. Yeah, and I like the receivers we have. The reason why, for example, if you tell me, Sonny, what is the ideal receiver? And this is not because I heard it on the news. I've been saying this for like a good couple of weeks. Landry, or somebody like now Will Fuller, if they want speed, but I think we're fine. Landry, Landry would be the guy. Look, I think Wallace could be a 50-50 cash, but he's not as tall and he needs to still prove it. Prochet is I love Prochet's toughness. And I would like to see him in the slot and see what he does, right? And then Duvernay is more finesse. He's not that tough. Or, I mean, dude is tough, but not that physical catcher. So obviously a different receiver, and Bateman's not that guy either. So what we need is another tough guy, 50-50 guy. And then with the tight end, you get Andrews, and you get Kohler, and you get our other dude, Likely. You should be fine. I mean, to be honest, you should be fine. But I think a possession receiver would be cool. Okay. Then next topic. Let's talk about the. Oh wait. Sonny, do you think Roman and Harf need to be in the hot seat this year? Ravens say they wanna contend every season, but only have 2 playoff wins in 10 years and can't make it past the divisional round. It's hard because if you go, and I don't want to pull this out because I don't want to stop the show for this, but if you go, Harbaugh's beloved by the team, by the players, right? And the offense, for all the criticism that we have about the offense, statistically, top 10 offense in the past 3 years since Roman took over. This is hard, right? Now, there is something missing. And what is missing is, in my opinion, is converting those touchdowns, right? From field goal to touchdown. And what we didn't have last year, which is very underrated, and then we got it later in the year with Bateman, is that shame mover. Willie Snead did that for us. Bolden did that for us. D. Smith did that for us. And Bateman did it for us a little bit, but that's not his role. That's not his thing. That's not. I mean, he could be that guy, I guess, but that's not. He is not. I'm gonna go 7-yard hitch route. I'm not. I'm gonna go 5-6 yards route in the middle of the field, maybe like a skinny post, and then grab it and get all the contact and move the ball. He ain't that guy, right? You really want him in the outside and put him inside. But who is that guy? That 50-50 security blanket? Yeah, Mark Andrews, sure. But who is in the receiving side, right? Think about if Flacco was here. You have Ray Rice. JK could be Ray Rice, right? We have Peta. Well, Andrews is better than Peta. And you have Bolden, or you had Steve Smith. And who are those? We don't have that dog that will get the ball. Right? Flacco will be like, you are effing cover. But I'm about to get a sack. So you know what? I'm going to throw it to you. And the dude will come up with the ball. Who is that guy? We don't have it. We don't. Giovanni says, to be honest, I believe John is still on the hot seat. Well, let's say this also. If Harbaugh in the hot seat, which I doubt it, he just signed an extension. Everybody under him is a hot seat, right? You fire the coach, all of y'all are like, well, we're all done here. Look at Gus Edwards. Nobody really didn't know about Gus Edwards. He had a dog in him. We had to do the exact same thing on the receiver side. I think right now, like if you say, Sonny, money line, who do you think is the toughest receiver? Like fighting tough? Prochet. I see him when he receives the ball. He's not afraid. He would just go get it. Prochet for sure. Definitely not Duvernay. Well, I didn't see much of Wallace last year. He had 2 receptions. And then Bateman's not that guy. I love Bateman. Bateman's not that guy. Let's talk about a little bit of the offseason move. And by the way, this will be the last topic. So if you want to call, there's the phone line. You need to text 443-292-2337, 443-292-2337, and then I'll call you back. Offseason moves, look, basically you have Justin Houston right now there to bring. I think that's good. McPhee, great. Well, Did we sign McPhee? I know we signed Bynes. It's a good move as well. I think we're gonna roll in a lot, especially if we keep Chuck Clark. We're gonna roll a lot with that single middle linebacker position. That's Patrick Queen there. So, and then you just have the three safeties in the corners, basically a lot because that's our forte. Bringing Michael Pierce is good. I personally, although I like Michael Pierce a lot, I again personally would have preferred them to bring Brick Baby, and because he will be cheaper than what Pierce was, and then draft a guy like they did. That's what I would have preferred. But Pierce is a good player. Pierce is a good player, and Travis will learn from him. And then in 2 years, that's when Pierce will go. Calais Campbell coming back, great. Way reduced rate, great. Derek Wolf, we'll see if he plays. There's rumors that they might cut him. To be honest, I will keep him. Cutting him pre-June saves you 200,000. Post-June splits to 1 point something mil. But to be honest, if the dude can play, he was good for us, right? So, and then next year you can just let him go because he's a free agent. What else? Oh, Williams, I thought it was a great pickup. Again, that's why for me, Hamilton's a little bit of a head scratcher, but Williams itself, safety for New Orleans, amazing. I love him a lot. I know people just think about the play with the Vikings. Rookie. Mistakes. Sorry, mistakes happen. Mistake happens. So I'm okay, and the rest is basically bringing a lot of the injury guys. So I like the D coordinator that we have. I like that they changed the rehab guy. That's all good moves. I think the Ravens are poised to have a good season. Are they currently like if you tell me, Sonny, where do you think of us in the division? I think the Bengals have a better roster. I think the Bengals definitely have a better roster. Can we beat them? Yeah, we can beat them. But on paper, the Bengals have a better roster, and they proved it last year. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl. They didn't win it, but they made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Imagine, wait, Giro will definitely get fired before John. That is true. I think that is true, Giovanni. Giro will get fired before Harbaugh. If we had Gary Kubiak as OC or Jim Caldwell, then we wouldn't at least gotten to the Super Bowl with Lamar by now. In my opinion, when Giro goes, the guys who hire him need to go too. Okay, maybe. I think Giro's not as bad as people think, but he ain't great. Not as bad as people think, but he ain't great. Don't see what's up, man. Okay, we have somebody that wants to call here, so and damn, I should have just have water. Yeah, the water.
Hey, Sunny, how's it going?
Hey, man, how are you? Mohammed, right?
Yes, Mohammed. Doing good, doing good.
How you
I
been?
just been looking forward to this stream for so long. Been wanting to get your 2 cents on the draft and how you feel about all the picks we made.
Yeah, so again, I'm coming back now with regular streaming. I took a break, and let me also say this. So what happened was, I got COVID, and then COVID, I had long COVID. COVID itself wasn't horrible, but the long COVID had me like sleeping at 6 p.m. Well, 6 p.m. will be a 1 p.m. stream. I couldn't do that. I had no energy. Plus, I was doing my master's. It was a lot. And I was in AFC North time because, it's four of us. It's easier right now. I've been talking now 39 minutes straight, so my throat is killing me. But in AFC North talk, we can all balance each other, so it's easier to just be there even if you're not feeling great. I did miss a couple of shows, but even if you're not feeling great, it's easier to be there.
Yeah.
But now I'm good. Right now I'm back, and I wanna go back to streaming weekly. And like I said, it's gonna be a little hard on my numbers because YouTube basically, because I don't have a stream for a while, they basically think you're abandoning the channel, and then now they don't recommend it as much. But hopefully we all get it back to where it was. But back to your
Yeah.
question, draft wise, I thought the draft overall was great. And like I was saying earlier, I think my biggest problem was the first pick, not because he's not a great player and Cal Hamilton. I'm hoping he balls, is because I thought the safety position was not a need. Like I remember
Oh.
I was live in AFC North Talk, and they're like, "Do you think Kyle Hamilton here?" It's like, no, we just got Williams, and we had Chuck Clark, and we don't have an edge. Now we got a job later, but Johnson was there, right, from Florida State. So like, I'll be looking Johnson. I'll be looking Linderbaum. So no, I know we got him later. Um, and then we got Hamilton. And to be honest, again in draft day, I hadn't scouted him. Scouting him after the draft, I thought he was great. He looks amazing on the field, and I'm hoping that translate easily to us. And then you have two free safeties that can come down, so now you can disguise a blitz, and they can cover in the linebackers. Not linebackers, tight ends. I get that, so that's good. And after that, like Linderbaum, A+, love the pick. Ojabo, A+, love the pick. Jones, A+, love the pick. Falele, I think ideally what you want from Falele is this year redshirt backup, learn from Moses. Next year he's your starting right tackle. Young Moses is out, safe on the cap. Juwan James this year gets cut. If that happens, right tackle the future. You have him. Hopefully, Stanley is back strong. And then you get Cleveland, young guy, center, young guy. And then next year, you have to start thinking about drafting a right guard to replace Seiler for the following year. Okay? Although Seiler has been looking strong. It's not because of his play.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Armour Davis, love him. He's essentially A grade
Yeah.
again. So you can develop him a little bit. In a year or two, maybe he can be your starting corner. Kohler, I like Kohler a lot. Uh, I like Likely better as a receiving tight end, but Kohler's very smart. Kohler's a guy that if you zone defense against him, he will find the soft spot in the zone and he will make the catch. The punter, I don't know. People say that he has great hang time. I don't know. Sure. I
Yeah.
mean, he will
No.
save you
No. I.
money.
I actually have three picks that I wanted to chop it up because I've been dying to. First, let me start by saying, man, the health is the most critical thing, bro. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing good, and obviously that comes first. Health, family, that's always the top of the list. And the second thing is we are always there. We can get your name out there, and with all the streams, definitely, you'll be back on top. No time, for sure. So
Yes.
the other thing is Kyle Hamilton, man. Disagree, bro, because I think he's Marlon Humphrey waiting to happen. I think he was the best player in the draft
Do you think he
based on
can
his
play
instinct.
outside? So you're saying, are you saying he's a great player, or are you saying he's a great player that can play corner?
No, he can play any position because I think he can play slot corner on sometimes because he can disguise the looks. I think the one thing you said it that was great is that we don't have to blitz as much because now we have the back end. We can disguise the coverage, especially the marriage of McDonald because he used to play so many three safety looks. And now, if we have Chuck Clark be the dime backer and take Patrick Queen out, or even the mic out, and let him be the mic on like on a big nickel packages, like when you have two Titans, how many times have Titans burned us? Like we had nobody that could cover any Titans unless you put Martin Humphrey on them. Now we have a Titan matchup, and the best thing that what Kyle Hamilton does is we don't have to change our personnel based on the package. They go 11, they go 12. You can be on the field like the three safety look. I think that's going to be great for us.
Yeah. So okay, I don't disagree that he's a great player. I don't even disagree that he fits well in this defense. Where I disagree, or what I had a problem at the beginning, is this. I'm not even beefing. It's not like I think it's the worst thing that they did. But what I dislike, I guess is the right word is, there were other holes that they couldn't fill. Now they got a job later, which is fine, but so they went and pay a bunch of money to a free safety, like a legit free safety, not a box safety, a legit free safety. And with that, you should have been good with safeties. Again, I understand Kyle Hamilton can do all. He can definitely cover tight ends. There's people that say, oh, you can put him in the outside. He might be okay for a play here or there, but he's not gonna be covering receivers. Like, he's gonna get exposed quickly if he starts covering receivers. Okay, so but again, it's not the kid is bad. I think he's going to be a terrific free safety. My problem was we just came from signing. I forgot how much money we gave it back to Williams, and I was like, okay, we have a free safety. What do we need another free safety right now for? Right? We had Chuck Clark. We have him. There's other needs. Receivers could have been one, right? Back then, because he was our first pick, I would have won Linderbaum. Again, we got Linderbaum later, right? That's hindsight's 2020. And we got a job. Well, but there were so many other positions that I was like, maybe this guy would have been better. Maybe this guy would have been better for us to fill a need. Now, if Hamilton comes and he just comes and destroys the league, meaning he balls out, then no, I mean, there's no problem
He's
here.
Derwin James, bro. He's Derwin James. I'm telling you,
I'm hoping he
he's
is.
he's a Derwin. He's a Cam Foxer. Here's the point. I think I don't know if you catch the GM's message. What he said that they were looking for wide receivers early. I think the wide receiver run that went in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
If we had Jameson Williams, if we had any of the good receivers like top four, I mean even Chris Olave, like if we had any of those four options, and then you have Kyle Hamilton, I can agree with you. Like okay, those could be in consideration. But Kyle Hamilton at that point, after Jordan Davis was picked, was by far the best player available. It's not even in the same ballpark.
Well,
Like
I agree
everybody
with the
might as well be a
receivers.
second rounder.
Yeah, no, so I agree with you with the receivers. Once
So
the
that's
running
what I
receiver,
think. What I had problem with that is we never drafted center so highly. I know you were big on Tyler Innebaum, and that's what I needed your help. Like, what do you feel like the fit? I know he's a good prospect, but with him, I'm a little more worried about
his
like
size.
big nose tackles, like how he's gonna hold up one on one if
Yeah.
they put a big nose against him.
Yeah, so this guy is not that he hasn't taken big nose tackles before, right?
Hmm.
He's played well. He anchors well. He beats people with technique. Um, and I know people make a big deal of the wrestling, but
Right.
one of the things you see him wrestle with Christian Wirfs, which is a mammoth of a guy. I think he's 6'4", 360 or whatever, and our guy Linderbaum just pin him. He's really good. He's really good in pass. I would say he is right now, like from college. I would have called him. He is a B pass protector and an A plus run blocker.
Yeah, I can see that.
Saying that, right now, look at the Ravens roster. They look like they want to go back to 2019. Just punish you on the run,
Yeah, I
and they
see.
hit you in play action with plays. That offense was super effective. It was super
Yeah,
effective. I know in the playoff we lost to the Titans, right? And what I think what happened. I mean, I was there and I saw for that game, but I invite all of y'all to go back and watch that game. And what happened in that
yeah,
game is the Titans started fast, and for some stupid reason that at this moment today I cannot comprehend, we said, you know what, we ain't gonna run. We're not gonna run because we're down so much. But I'm
yeah,
like, it's the first quarter. Just slow down,
yeah.
slow it down. Let's
You
just
know,
run it, run it, run it.
yeah,
Let's go back to our offense. They say no, we're gonna go throw, throw, throw. Well, our offense wasn't geared to
yeah,
throw, throw, throw because we didn't do that for the whole year, and now we're gonna do it. So they completely
yeah,
changed because they panicked and they lost. And the defense started very slow. It got better later, and then I think Henry broke a big run at the end of the game or late in that game. But So the defense wasn't great in that game, but the offense, because they panicked on the defense woes, they couldn't do much. I mean, Lamar threw a couple bad picks. I think he threw a couple bad picks in that game.
Yeah,
Yeah, go if you go back to the game, I think that team was the best and most efficient offense. And I think if we can get back to that offense, I think the
yeah,
Ravens are
I
going to
can
be
see.
okay. And
No, but
Linderbaum fits
for
that
me,
perfectly.
yeah, no, the position value that you argument that you had because Jermaine Johnson was right there, and then I loved Zach Tom in fourth, and I couldn't believe Zach Tom was fourth. So technically, what you would have preferred Jermaine Johnson at 25 and picking Zach Tom in one of the fourth round, and you might have I don't know how much of a difference Zach Tom is with Tyler Linderbaum, I think is like 80% of it. He's athletic. He's plays center. He plays tackle before. I mean, what? I don't know if you had the chance to, scout Zach Tom or any center like even what's the name? Dylan Parham was a good one, and there were several other centers that you could have drafted in third, fourth round. They might not be like the elite of elite, but I mean, we never drafted first round center. That's my only concern I had.
Yeah, I mean we haven't, but if he can be the center for years to come, then you're good, right? I mean, yeah, centers. Creed Humphrey was the second round pick, but if Linderbaum can be like Creed Humphrey, I mean you have a year of him cheaper than Creed Humphrey. 'Cause Creed Humphrey was a second round pick, so he'd go to his contract a little bit earlier. We'll see with Linderbaum. I think he fits the offense. Can't wait to see him. He was endorsed by Yanda. Obviously, that's big in Baltimore and
Right,
Iowa.
right. Iowa, right?
Uh,
Iowa connection. Yeah,
well, Iowa linemen are good. Look at Christian
yeah.
Wirfs.
That
People
is
are like,
true.
we don't know, and then
That is
he came
true.
and killed it.
Definitely. I'm hoping so because if he is a pro bowler, we got like almost first round talent in like top four picks. We got first round talent. It's all our top four picks. That's crazy.
Yeah. So one thing, so Lamar said that he went at lineman, right? That's what EDC said. I went and checked.
Right.
So we all can agree here that Joe Burrow got hit a lot, right? He got sacked a bunch, he got hit a
Yeah.
lot. Well, I checked what was Joe Burrow's average sack per game, and I think let me see if I can pull this numbers because I'm trying to put for AFC North talk. I'm trying to put some data analytics here. Like it's grabbing stats and doing some analytics. and
Nice. Nice.
and some I have a Python script running in the in the background. Let me see, because I was just doing for last year's stats, and I wanted to see Joe Burrow got I think it was like 3.9 sacks per game,
Wow.
and
That's pretty high, right?
which is a lot. It's ridiculous, but
Oh my God.
but which the kicker here. Let me see if I can find this thing here. Where is it? Because where is it? I don't know where I did with it, but oh, here it is. Oh, I need to run. Well, this thing run. I think Lamar was 3.7 sacks per game. So obviously Lamar got hit basically as much as Joe Burrow. When I saw that, I was
Yeah.
like, really? I know Lamar was getting sacked a
Yeah.
lot, but I thought Joe Burrow was
No,
gonna be
I think
way
he
more.
got a little jumpy too because the thing is that he knew he couldn't trust it. So he started like not trusting the line and that kind of rushed his process, like decision making, I think. Because now if he knows that he has a wall in front of him, he's gonna sit there and take his time, like I mean, do his Lamar thing, he's gonna make his reads, first read, second read. I love this pick. Like I was only worried just because the fit, but I mean, I looked at what uh, coach did a session
Mhm.
on Tyler Linderbaum at Sip to Tyler Film, and that got me comfortable. And I know you were a big fan, so I couldn't wait to talk to you and kind of because that's the only pick that kind of concerned me. But talking to you guys, I'm feeling. I was thinking A. Now I'm thinking A plus plus for this draft, bro.
Yeah, no. So look, Joe Burrow got sacked per game 3.19. That's the average. Okay, that is a lot. That doesn't include the
Right.
hits. Lamar Jackson got sacked 3.17. They're essentially identical sacks.
My God.
So, and then Lamar
Nobody
tended
talks
to,
about that.
yeah, nobody talks about that. Lamar tended to hold the ball a little bit. This is why I personally was saying, because in the AFC North talk, people were like, my co-host was like, Sunday University is like, I need O line. Give me the O line, protect
Yeah, we need
Lamar,
a line.
and then
Yeah.
we talk about the
I
receivers.
no, and I saw that episode, and they were kept insisting about wide receiver. I'm like, what happened? Who were the wide receiver in 2019? Great wide
I
receivers
mean, I
we
said
had.
that, yeah.
Lamar does his thing. Like you give him time, and I think Talon Wallace can step up. And I mean, how long we've been asking for them to give more. Prochet can step
Exactly,
up. Like we
exactly.
want Talon Wallace, Prochet, and they were doing it to step up. This is a perfect opportunity. I think them trading Hollywood Brown is not ideal, but it's a blessing in disguise. I think.
I agree. And like I said, I'm in favor of them, for example, going ahead and signing Landry. Landry's a good blocker, good possession receiver. I think that's the type of receiver we might be missing. But other than that, Will Fuller, man, Julio Jones, maybe. But it's not like Julio Jones is coming here as the Julio Jones of before, like Ravens fans think. Um,
But
somebody else
what do
earlier.
you think of
Go ahead.
what do you think of using more tight ends? What I'm
Well,
thinking is
yeah, no,
Isaiah Likely.
that's what we
He's a
do.
hybrid.
Well, that's what 2019 was, right? We used a lot of
Exactly.
tight end.
Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, sometimes we put three tight ends, right? We went three tight
Right.
ends, and that's I think what we are gonna be pushing for. But again, Landry, I'm okay. And to be honest, and I know the AFC North talk, they're gonna kill me once we go receiver. If they go with this receiving core, am I gonna panic? No, because at this point, what else can I
Nah.
bring? It's not like I can bring
Our
somebody that's gonna be, oh my god, so much better than what we
the thing
have.
is, though, and if we go tight end, bro, come on, they can. Nobody can match us tight end. Like just like we like might be the best in the league, almost up there, top three.
Yeah.
So if you say pass catchers like tight end and wide receiver combined, we might be just as good as Bengals. Okay, you got you got Higgins, you got the two other good. You got top three. We got Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, and Talon Wallace or Prochet. I take that any day of the week.
Yeah, no, I guess we'll see how this offense ends up looking. But my point to all Ravens fans is, what else is out there that can just significantly make your receiving core
Exactly.
better?
Yeah.
It's not.
I actually think that they should stick with young wide receivers because what they drafted receivers Nike, I forget his name, and then they drafted a bunch of wide receivers that are 6'4", 6'5", and
Yeah.
some of them are great, and they might have the speed. The only thing is that the we don't have a receiver that can truly threaten the safeties, and that's my only concern. Is like, can Duvernay take the top off? Like, can he do the 9 routes? He did it in college, and if he can do that, be not just a gadget player, be the one that can go deep with his speed. I think we got everything covered. I don't think we need a wide receiver. Maybe like a veteran wide receiver just for like their experience,
Yeah.
but for talent wise, I don't see Landry in terms of like he's gonna be more. He's more of a slot guy, and we got Prochet. I don't want to see Landry take snaps away from Prochet. That's
Hmm.
my concern.
I mean, that's fair. Uh, but yeah, we'll see. I think how the team currently constructed, it looks like they want to run 2019 offense, which I'm hype about. I'm supporting on the 2019 offense because they ran it that year, and I think because they lost in the playoff, they're like, we need to change, and they have slowly but surely completely deviated from 2019. We still, well, we were moving to more of a 50-50. I'm okay if they go 60-40. I think that works. That's the strength of Lamar. We had two really good running backs. In 2019, the other thing we had a really good O line. So if we can have that O line back with all this talent that we brought, it should be good.
And the other thing, when you said about the punter, there is some analytics like where they talk about how much a punter adds to like replacement level player, and he was like one of the most outliers they have ever seen in their advanced analytics. So I was good with the punter. Sam Cook is 40, and John Harbaugh always cares about. And if you can pin them deep like 10 yards, like I mean that's a big advantage. So I was good with that pick.
Yeah, when they drafted him, I was like, okay, cool. I mean, they will know more than I do, and then I immediately say, well, this is the end, Sam, right?
Yeah, that's what that. I mean, he might have told them. Like, I don't think they would have done it unless they got some inclination from Sam, because we don't do them dirty like that. We're not just Bengals or some other like organization that's just gonna do players dirty. Like, I mean, I think Sam might have given some indication, like, hey, this might be 8 or 1 or 2 years, so they might be looking for his replacement. But I wanted to share my excitement about Tyler Beatty because I think, on third down, he can be lining up outside. Like he got the speed. And I'm calling him the sleeper pick. I could envision him, I wanted Justin Hill to take that role, but I don't think that's going to ever happen. But he got the speed that can take the top off. What do you think about that pick for running back?
I like him. We'll see what he does. The good thing, there's some pressure. Can he play special teams? And then if he really has the hands, can he be the third down guy? Right. But the reality is, if Jacob can be that guy, that essentially Tyler or
That's
Bailey's
true.
there more for injury and maybe take a breather, because again, you just want Gus and JK to be your 1, 2.
Exactly, exactly.
So
And I love the Mike Davis signing. He's like the perfect guy to ease them in because I think they should just put them on pup. Like, not even take the chance of like, them doing anything. Uh, and, tell them like, hey, we'll see you mid-season. Take it easy, get ready for the playoffs. Like, save the wear and tear. What do you think about that? Putting both of them on pup.
I mean, that would be shocking to me because they both got this injury before the year started, so
Yeah,
they should be
they should be
healthy.
good. Yeah, okay. I see your point. I see your point. No, but I'm just worried about us, our preseason games.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
that's
just haunting
fair.
me. Like, I was like,
They're gonna put him in a pitch
that,
count.
yeah, because I mean, I know, like, John Harbaugh likes his preseason records, but I'm like, this preseason, I don't think we should put any starters on the field. What do you say to that?
Yeah, no, I mean that was just bad luck. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, that sucks.
I know, but I'm just excited because what do you think of like are they gonna do more 13 like or 22 with because I think Nick Boyle might be done, bro.
Yeah, well, I
Because
mean, think about this: when with the Titans that they sign, unless one of them goes on IR, you're gonna have Mark Andrews, Kolar, and
right,
likely make the team. Right? Those three are making the team.
yes,
Nick
right.
Boyle has been injured lately, and I don't know how much the cap saving is, but he looks on the
I think
way out. If you have a fourth, you might
yeah.
keep and I'm blanking his name, the guy that we traded last year for the Jaguars kid. He was decent. Man, what's his name?
Oliver.
Oliver. You might keep him. He's gonna be cheaper,
Yeah,
and then just go with those four. And then what's gonna happen if nobody picks up Nick Boyle? You can always say, "Well, Nick, you want to go to practice squad? Keep him involved
that's
in."
what I think. I think both Derek Wolf and Nick Boyle gonna be like they're gonna ask them to go to the practice squad because I think we drafted Travis Jones and that might take up Derek Wolf's spot.
Maybe. I mean, would you want Jones? You want Jones to be more of a rotation, especially early in the year.
Got you.
You have Pierce, you have Campbell. In theory, you have Wolf. And again, Wolf is iffy because if he's still kind of hurt, then you cut. But let's say he's healthy, then you
Yeah.
have Wolf. Then you have Maravika, right? Maravika is your starter. Wolf can be in the second rotation,
Mm.
and they could be
No,
Wolf.
but Travis Jones, I don't know if you noticed, like he lined up a lot on three tech. He
Yeah,
can
no,
give you a
I
good
agree.
amount of pass rush.
I agree. He can do either or. But my point is, you're gonna bring him. So right now, my opinion, and in our base, we have nose tackle Pierce, and you gonna have as your edge slash D tackle slash three tech Calais Campbell and Marabike, right? And then behind
Right.
them in your rotation, then you get Wolf, then you get Travis Jones to be your backup guys for those three. Um,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm thinking they're gonna
Mm,
do.
that is true. My only concern is the outside corner, like the backup outside corners, because I think we should sign some like veteran guys, like maybe AJ Bouye or someone like that. Because
Mm,
I know Jalen Lombardo is great, but I don't think anybody is ready to step in right away, like on the outside.
yeah,
If
for
something
for
happens,
me, this is just for me. The guy that I want to see a lot of snaps, especially this preseason on the outside, Brandon Stevens. I think he's long
that's
enough.
true.
I think he's
I can
agile.
see that. I can see that
He played
because
corner in
he does
college.
have all the traits for being an outside corner.
Yep, I like him. I want to see him there, right? And especially if he's just gonna be a backup. Hopefully, we have health this year. I want to see him
Yeah.
and the back in the preseason a lot. And the other guy that I want to see a lot is Washington in the slot.
Oh yeah, the slot corner. I think he's the slot corner, bro. I know people was asking about, oh, why didn't we, why don't we get a like a veteran slot corner? I think before he got injured, he was gonna be the what slot corner.
Well,
Don't you agree?
Tavon Young was gonna be our slot corner. I think he would have been our backup,
No,
but
oh, but no. After he got hurt, remember, Devon got hurt for some game, and then they were gonna put Darius in, but he got hurt.
yeah, I mean, he was definitely making the team, and he looked like he was going to be a contributor as a slot corner. But I think if healthy, he's probably our slot, and
Yeah,
Steven is your backup. And then you get
yeah.
Williams, the rookie that we just drafted. He can be your backup slot, and then you can get Armor Davis to be the like the four,
Exactly.
the fifth,
No,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
the other point I wanted to check with you is what do you think of playing more zone? Because now that we have safety, we can do quarter packages, we can do like and any number of different
Yeah.
packages with the
So
safety, like yeah, and go play zone and then let just the outside corners, do man. Like I don't know. What do you think about that?
okay, I'll do this, Mohammed, because I want to answer some questions from the chat, and then I'm gonna
Right,
end the stream.
right.
But I'm gonna answer the question, and I'll let you go. The problem that I have with zone, although I love it because it leads to more turnovers. It could lead to big plays when you don't have a pass rush. And that's essentially why the Ravens, in my opinion, have gone to just straight up man most of the game.
Right,
Look,
right,
when
right.
you do as much pressing that the Ravens do, your corners get tired. But the
Yeah,
problem is, if you have a zone and you cannot produce a pass rush, there's going to be holes in the zone, and the quarterback on the other side can just move the ball fairly easily.
got
So we'll see. We'll see how our pass rush looks. But I want them to play more zone. But at the end of the day, I also know that it might not be realistic with our D line.
No, bro. No, but I'm so glad I got a chance to pick your brain, and the thing about Thailand was bugging me, and after talking to you, I feel great. Great to have you back, and I look forward to having more of these streams, bro. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it,
much for
man.
taking my call.
Yeah, you make sure all you to hit that bell because I don't I'm not sure what day I'm gonna stream, but once a week we'll have a stream and we'll just we
Definitely
can
looking forward to it,
vibe.
bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Take care.
Thank
And we can buy when you heard Muhammad, we can call and we can just be in it, like that. Let me go through some not super chat, sorry, some chat here. I love Hamilton. This is from Don. I love Hamilton. I didn't think there were any chance of us taking him being there at 14. Yeah, I to be fair, I didn't know that he was gonna be there at 14 either. With time and the rules, you don't need the best wide receiver. I agree. I agree. I like the Tyrone. If you have time, the how the rules are, yeah. X513, shout out to you. Haven't seen you in a minute, but to be fair, haven't stream in a minute. We can't afford an elite pass rusher. Facts. So we opted to build an elite secondary. The secondary shot he give our rushers a little more time to get home. Best secondary hands down in my opinion. Okay, I see. Yeah, yes, your secondary will allow more time. Now we could have signed possibly a guy like Randy Gregory, but we have to again. I have no problem. I like the two pass rushers. I think Houston can be the stopgap. And essentially, what you want is if a Java can come by week 7 and Houston can be ready, and then do 7 weeks of him being the starter with Pereira McPhee being the backup, and Hayes right from Notre Dame from last year, all that, and Odaf on the other side. And then when Ojabo comes, you can bring him slowly, and then you can decrease Houston's snap. That allows Houston then with limited snap, like Pereira McPhee does, to go all in. Houston is not there to just be a starter, all pass rushing. That's what the young guys will do. Let me see here. Honestly, yes, we could have taken Jermaine Johnson at 14, but I like Ojabo better before he got hurt. When he got back over it, and him, damn, yeah, Ojabo is better than Johnson pre getting hurt. Yes, I agree with that. But Lamar doesn't want to run 2019. He wants to throw. He might want to throw, but this offense is not geared for him to throw. He is gonna throw. I mean, look, in 2019. Let me see if I can pull these stats here. In 2019, look at his 2019. 2019, he threw for 3,127, so a little bit over 3,100 yards, 36 touchdowns. The following 2 years where you were throwing more, or you were thinking about throwing more, he ended up throwing 2,700 yards and 2,800 yards. He attempted less. So think about in 2019, he ended up attempting more passes than the following 2 years. He was just more efficient because we were run first offense. Cam Niels here says 60-40 works in your favor in playoffs when the 40 when that 40 is highly efficient. When it was which is what we're hoping T and Keith helps with. Yeah, and to be fair, in the playoffs, that 40 was not efficient because it just tilted to like 70-30. That 40 became 70 with no reason. No need landing. No wide receivers. We have it. No wide receiver we have is proven. Even Bateman, who I like a lot, but why are we pretending the Ravens can all of a sudden develop wide receiver? We just had a 1,000-yard receiver, and fans did nothing but trash him. And Magic Moon, that is kind of fair, but my point is more Hollywood Brown as a number one receiver. He dropped too many balls. It's just plain and simple. If he didn't drop that many balls, people weren't trashing. He dropped look. The Detroit game, we barely won it, and we should have won. If Hollywood didn't drop 2 of the 3 balls that he dropped, 2 would have been touchdowns. That game would have been over. No need to be a close game. Let me see here. Our best defense is Lamar and those clock-eating drives. I agree. Ravens 76. Beamer says 2022 Ravens defense going to be nasty for real. It's gonna be better. It should be on paper better than 2019. Proper still out there from the Giant. He is. I think he's looking for a payday still. What did we do in 2019? We were strong in the regular season and we failed in the playoffs. That's the Greg Roman special. Every team he is with. Wow. Wasn't Giro the O coordinator when the Niners made it to Super Bowl against us? Granted, he didn't win, but he made it to Super Bowl. Definitely got good to have you back then. I appreciated that. X513. Finally, bro. So long. I miss you. What's up with Joe? Oh, Joe Nubo is working on finishing his degree. And we talked a little bit before. Me and him are 8 hours apart. That's why we couldn't stream. It's just 8 hours is a lot. But yeah. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like if you're here. That helps with the algorithm. Also, when the stream is done, if you can comment, I appreciate that. The poll here says 44% of you guys think the Ravens had a B class draft. Nobody D and F, some percentage C, a couple percent A, but mostly B's. Okay, fair. Hollywood drafts less balls and a lesser percentage balls than Cup. Chase, McLaurin, and I think Devontae Adams too. The drafts are overblown by Ravens. I had to check that, Magic. But by the way, you're in Twitter. Hit me up with that. I'll check the drops hopefully before the next stream. But if you have the numbers, send it to me. I'll definitely gonna check that. Because yeah, there's no how do I say this? Usually the people that critique you the most are your fan base because they see you every time. And they also are gonna be the ones that praise you the most. I mean, Bateman's gonna be a lead. Yeah, hopefully. Majin Buu also says yes, he was the OC in the Niners team, and if you look, he's calling the same plays. You can literally see him call the same plays against the Ravens on the Super Bowl, and they fail. Again, I'm not saying it's not fair, the criticism Giro, but if you're gonna go 49ers per se, the 49ers were one play away from beating us, right? We won, which made me happy, but it wasn't like we were blowing them out when they came back. But again, my opinion, in that play against Tennessee, we abandoned the run too quickly. I think that's my biggest problem with that game. Man, I might be drinking the purple Kool-Aid, but I believe that Duvernay could be that guy. Use him in something other than jet sweeps. In the offense, it could be another. Oh, man, if he's another Samuel, I'm in it. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining the live stream. Hopefully, you have fun. I have fun with you guys. I expect these streams to be at least once a week for now. When the season starts, the goal is stream pregame. Yeah, I think pregame stream, and then after the game, I like to do the good, bad, and ugly. What happened in the game. Also, IG. I might do it on Twitter. Live stream halftime. That's usually where I go. So, anyway, thank you for coming. I appreciate everybody was here. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and if you haven't subscribed to AC North Talk, fun show. Hey, thank you for joining me. See you next time.